mountains. We're out here working on the TransANdean Great Orogeny project, or TANGO for short. This project, it's a research study, and the design of the study is to try to understand the evolution of the Andes Mountains, and why you have significant lateral variations along this mountain range, from in the north having more of a very wide mountain range with a somewhat flat plateau in the middle, down here in the south where we are now, where you have a narrower mountain range with more rugged topography associated with that. So, as part of this project, there are several researchers involved from Argentina, from Chile, from the United States, from a variety of different disciplines. So, there are geologists, petrologists, geodynamic modelers, as well as geophysicists. So we're all going to combine our data sets to try to answer this big picture question: why do the Andes vary in terms of their topographic expression, the amount of shortening that's occurred within the Andes, as well as the thickness of the crust of the Andes as you go from the central Andes in the north down to the south here. So we're going to tackle this problem from a number of different standpoints. The area that we're working on now, out here in the field, is the seismology component of this project. So as part of the seismology component, what we're doing is we are deploying hundreds of seismometers, both here in Argentina as well as in Chile. There are many different types of seismometers that are being deployed, but the one that we're deploying right now is the nodal seismometer. So it's a very compact, portable seismometer that can be used to both record local earthquakes occurring within the mountain range, as well as earthquakes from around the world that are arriving here at this particular site. So we can use both these local earthquakes as well as the global earthquakes to study a variety of different things about the crust here. We can locate the earthquakes. That can tell us where currently the crust is deforming and causing shortening and uplift of the Andes today. We can also use the seismic waves from both the local earthquakes as well as the global earthquakes to try to understand the structure or layering of the crust in this region. And that can tell us things like, where is the crust weak or strong, where is it more or less dense, and all of these things can ultimately help us understand how have the Andes formed, how have they thickened through time, at least in the present day. Now what we can do is we can combine that information with the other fields working on this project. So the geologist, for example, they can tell us the location and the timing where there was deformation in the past associated with this mountain range. The petrologist, they can tell us maybe how deep the crust or how thick the crust was in the past, along with other things. And then the geodynamic modelers, they can run numerical simulations about how the crust should deform under the compressional circumstances, tectonic circumstances that reside in the area both today as well as going back millions of years in the past. So putting together or combining the results from the different disciplines of this study, what hopefully we can say or we can understand better are the present day deformation processes associated with the Andes, as well as what deformation processes existed in the past that have led to the topographic complexity that we see in the Andes. Now, associated with the present day deformation of the Andes, obviously are present-day earthquakes, and some of those can be quite large. So another aspect of this project is to do local seismic deployments. One we've done in the past was in the city of Salta. We are currently doing one in the city of San Juan. And what we can do in those two cities is we can try to identify active faults in the region that have failed in the past in large earthquakes and likely will fail in the future, occur in large earthquakes. And so the size of those faults and their orientations can help us understand future seismic hazards in these regions. We can also do what's known as microzonation or amplification studies of these two cities, where we can map out where seismic waves are going to be amplified more or less whenever there is a large earthquake in the region. Once again, that can be very important for understanding which regions may be hit hardest during future large earthquakes in those two cities. So that's another important component of this project associated with societal relevance and the seismic hazards associated with the Andes Mountains today.